Hello everyone, my name is Liam and I'm going to be talking about the merger failure of the Sprint Nextel Corporation, which was between Sprint Corporation and Nextel. I'm going to give a brief description of each firm, the original objectives that each firm was trying to capture by creating this alliance, why this alliance failed, and what they both learned from it. Sprint Corporation is an American telecommunications company that provides wireless services and is an internet service provider. It was the third largest mobile network operator in the United States in 2005, which had a customer base of about 20 million customers. Sprint was directed by Gary D. Forsey, but then got replaced by Daniel R. Hess at the end of 2005. They specialized in wireless voice, messaging, and broadband services through its various subsidiaries under the Boost Mobile, Virgin Mobile, and Assurance Wireless brands, and also wholesale access to its wireless networks and the selling of mobile devices. Nextel is also an American telecommunications company that provided digital, wireless communication services, originally focusing on fleet and dispatch customers, but later marketed to all potential wireless customers. Nextel was one of the first providers in the United States to offer a national digital cellular coverage footprint. It was the fifth largest mobile network operator in the United States market of 2005, with a customer base of 14.5 million customers. Nextel was directed by Tim Donahue before the merger, who then decided to stay on as a chairman of the board of directors for the Sprint Nextel Corporation. The original alliance objectives of both companies was to create a merger to regain competitiveness in the market, as the top two companies, Singular and Verizon, had a customer base of 47 million and 42 million customers. But the top company was a merger of multiple firms and affiliates that covered different sectors across the industry. With Sprint and Nextel merging, they would still have a smaller customer base, but if they were to remain in the industry, you must either merge or be conquered by larger corporations. Also, since Sprint had the local and long-distance businesses, they don't have the scale of business to compete with Singular and Verizon. This was where Nextel thought they could benefit, as they have the highest margins for their services and they specify their products in a niche market. Therefore, Nextel or Sprint would not survive in the industry if they were to keep going on their own. The reason why this alliance failed was because the cultural differences and incompatibility within the work environment. Sprint followed a bureaucratic business model, when Nextel was more entrepreneurial. Since Nextel was in a niche market, they were able to focus on customer concerns and how to increase the customer satisfaction. Compared to Nextel, Sprint had a horrendous reputation in customer service, experiencing the highest churn rate in the industry. Cultural concerns caused integration problems between the various business functions. For example, early in the merger, the two companies maintained separate headquarters, making coordination more difficult between executives at both offices. Nextel employees often had to seek approval from Sprint's higher-ups in implementing appropriate actions, and the lack of trust and rapport between the different companies meant such measures were not often approved or executed properly. Overall, in my opinion, Nextel was simply too big and too different for a successful merger with Sprint, as they followed different business cultures and failed in the HR department, as the integration of employees was poorly handled, which was then proven as they were unable to adapt properly to maintain a stable workforce. The learnings for both parties were that even though they followed two completely different approaches to running a business, they both strived to be the leading company in innovation, which would create a good long-term focus for a merger, but they could not manage the disgruntled work environment. Therefore, if both companies were able to focus on correcting procedures within HR, the merger may have had a smoother transition, as the employees must be considered as the most important section of the merger. Thank you for listening.